Hello once again YouTube, Chris the Nightbringer here bringing you some StarMade station reviews, and today we have Beta Derelict by Forge Miser. And I must say, this thing's got a pretty interesting shape. It's a little bit classic, I guess, in terms of the design and structure. Possibly, I don't even know the proper words that I'm trying to come up with right now. Anyway, it does look like, an expected style. Something that a design that we've seen plenty of times in the past. You know, the four hangers connected to a central structure, often circular or pillar-like in shape. So coming inside real quick, we have this hanger, which I believe is open. Yep, and there's big doors. Actually, I probably should start with the outside. So real quick, let's just check and see if we aren't missing anything. There's a lot of empty space down here, and you could definitely work this area and add some more structures, antennas, or greeble, any of those things. You know, just anything down there really, just to, make it so that it's not flat and not just an empty space. We've got some really nice structure here. We've got like a lot of connecting bridges and towers, it seems, as well as lots of place for turrets if you so desire to attach turrets to this structure. So yeah, real quick we'll go inside. Of course, it's got a nice blue color scheme. The lights, very simple but effective. I think it's alright. There's a very simple aesthetic going on with the station, and that's okay. As long as it's obvious that that's what the player or the builder is going for, I don't think it's too bad if that's how the design comes across. You don't have to be Dalmont level of detail or Skylord level of detail. As long as what you want to come across gets across to the player, I think it's alright. I think as long as it pulls itself off, you don't really have to pack a station full of detail to the absolute max. I think it works. So we have a little doorway here, very large room with a massive blue ceiling. Alright. I'm definitely thinking in here, however, because of how massively open this room is, there could be some sort of other structures. Maybe some desks, some computer systems, who knows, anything. Even like a power core in each of these corners. Of course, this may be the power core systems of the station. Designing an aesthetic one to take up some of this space wouldn't be such a bad idea. But again, the style is still sticking, so as long as you don't overdo it, I think it would work. We've got a staircase here that goes all the way up to an upper platform with a different ways to go. I think in terms of designing this logically, there should be some room in order to walk around this staircase openings. Maybe expand this little central section out a little bit, but other than that, that's just like a pet peeve, I guess, that I'm talking about right there. This staircase is in the way of this hallway, and I feel like that's a little bit of, something that we should take into consideration. This goes into one of the towers on each of the four sides, I believe. Yep. And that goes all the way up to here. We've got a hallway going down here. Very dimly lit, I must add, but that's okay. It's not the worst thing. And let's see. We can come all the way up to the top. We'll just, I'm assuming that there's very little that I've missed by taking that route. We have some factories here. I should note that I'm using an older texture pack or an older version of StarMade in order to make sure that nothing gets changed on these stations from when they're submitted. So expect to see some older textures in place here. But you shouldn't really worry about that too much. It doesn't really change much, not those specific textures at least. We have undetonators. I think that's the first time we've seen some on an abandoned station. I'm not going to say it's a bad idea. It was abandoned, so maybe some of that type of stuff was left behind. Particularly what could be like cloning technology, I don't know. With the build block and what appears to be the core room, or some sort of central structure for the station. And some hallways. So that's pretty neat. I think this is pretty good. So final verdict. Let's see. In terms of, you know, actual internal stuff that's going on, I think more things could be happening. Sure, it's abandoned, sure, maybe everybody moved all their stuff out of the station, but there's still very little indication that anyone ever lived here at all, other than the fact that there's some lights, there's some power structures, and that there were stairs and hallways. Maybe some rooms specifically are built in the station, other than the factory floor and the top room here with the undetonators. Nice satellite dish, by the way. The style is very nice. I'm gonna give the external design and internal design a 7 or an 8 out of 10. I'd say like 7.5. I think, you know, just filling it up with some additional details would be good. The style itself is pretty awesome, and I don't think that should change at all. But it does feel a little empty, even for an abandoned station. I'm not saying it's the worst idea to fill it up, because here's my mentality, and I don't know if I've explained this in the past, but even though it's an abandoned station, it's very easy for a player to completely clear, or if they want, destroy the station by build blocking or salvaging the station. So I don't think it would hurt anyone if, you know, additional things were in the station, blocks, details, structures, things like that, because a player can quite easily clear it out. I think the whole point of these stations is, in a way, to help the player start getting ideas for how they can make their own builds, their own creations, and giving them some inspiration with what you can fit inside of your own space station that comes with the game. Is definitely going to help the player out. It's certainly not going to hurt their gaming experience, I don't think. So I think it could be improved upon, I'll be honest. 7.5 for internal and external design. Effectiveness as an abandoned station, it does have the trade guild colors. So it's kind of throwing me off a little bit in terms of, you know, if I would recognize this as abandoned. I'd say another 7.5 out of 10. How about that? I think that's pretty fair. But anyway, that's the end of this review. Thank you for watching. That was Beta Derelict by Forge Miser. Subscribe if you want to see more of these types of videos, and I will see you all next time.